The moment you close that door, something begins. Your dog has been tracking you, reading your movements, your energy, the specific way you reached for your bag, for the last 20 minutes. And now, in the sudden quiet of an empty room, something shifts inside them. This happens in millions of homes every single day, so routinely that most of us don't pause to think about it. You feel a flicker of guilt maybe. You wonder, briefly, what they're doing in there. But have you ever actually stopped to wonder what's happening inside your dog's mind and body the moment you leave? Because it turns out the answer is far more layered, far more emotionally sophisticated, and in some ways far more moving than most people ever realize. Thousands of years before dogs slept at the foot of our beds, before they had names and favorite spots on the couch, their ancestors lived in tight, interdependent packs. Separation from that pack wasn't just emotionally uncomfortable, it was a genuine survival threat. A wolf alone was a wolf vulnerable. The primal circuitry that registered, "My pack has gone," activated something urgent, a stress response designed to either locate the group or signal distress loudly enough to be found. That ancient code didn't vanish when dogs moved into our homes. It redirected. The pack became smaller, sometimes just one person, but the emotional stakes stayed just as real. When researchers study cortisol levels in dogs shortly after their owner departs, they find measurable spikes in stress hormones, even in dogs considered well-adjusted and secure. That instinct your dog carries, the one that whispers you are alone and that is dangerous, is thousands of years old. And now, every time you leave for work, it stirs. The target of that ancient alarm became you. For the first few minutes after you leave, most dogs go through a remarkably consistent cascade of behavior. They'll often stand near the door, not whining necessarily, just positioned there, attentive, processing. Their nose works overtime. Your scent hangs in the air like an afterimage, and they're reading it, cataloging information the way you might reread a text message trying to figure out the tone. Some dogs pace a short circuit, door to door again. You might think this looks like panic, but for most dogs, it's something closer to an active search, a brief, instinct-driven attempt to locate you before their nervous system accepts that you're genuinely gone. It usually lasts 5 to 15 minutes, and then something interesting happens. It stops. If your dog tends to vocalize, barking or howling in that initial window, here's what's really happening neurologically. They're using the same vocal signaling their ancestors used to say, "I'm here. Where are you?" It's not manipulation. It's not misbehavior. It's a social species doing exactly what social species do when the unit fractures, calling out, waiting for an answer. Most dogs, given time and a secure attachment history, settle on their own once their system recalibrates. Then there's what happens in the middle stretch, the quiet hours, and it looks almost nothing like what most owners imagine. Many people picture their dog distressed and pacing the whole time they're gone, but studies using in-home cameras have shown something far more mundane and, honestly, kind of wonderful. Most dogs sleep. A lot. They find a spot that carries your scent, your side of the couch, a worn blanket, the floor near your closet, and they rest there. This isn't avoidance. Researchers describe it as proximity-seeking behavior directed at an olfactory anchor. In plain language, your dog finds the closest thing to you that exists in the space, and they stay near it. Your scent isn't just comforting, it appears to actually regulate their nervous system. Studies have shown that familiar human scent can lower heart rate and reduce stress markers in dogs, even in the absence of the person. You are, in the most literal physiological sense, still present for them. You might have also noticed that some dogs develop rituals around your absence, carrying a specific toy, settling in a particular room, or following the same patrol route before settling. These behaviors aren't neurotic, though they can look that way to an outside observer. They're self-soothing strategies. Think of them as your dog's version of a comfort object. The toy, the route, the chosen spot. They're all ways of creating a sense of order inside an uncertain situation. That's not a broken dog, that's a thoughtful one. But here's where it gets really interesting. The way your dog behaves when they hear you coming back reveals something profound about how they processed your absence. Dogs who hear a familiar car engine, a specific footstep pattern, or even, remarkably, a consistent arrival time will begin showing signs of anticipation before you're anywhere near the door. Researchers studying this phenomenon found that some dogs become activated up to 10 minutes before their owner's regular return, even when the sheet duel is varied. Whether this is scent drift, circadian rhythm, or something we don't fully understand yet, the implication is striking. Your dog holds a mental model of you. You exist in their mind as a real, expected presence. They're not just waiting for someone, they're waiting for you. Now, there's something most owners don't fully appreciate about this whole picture. What we've been describing isn't anxiety in the clinical sense, it's attachment. And the distinction matters enormously. Anxiety is about threat, about an inability to regulate, about a nervous system stuck in alarm. Attachment is about connection, about the pain of temporary separation from someone who matters, about a bond strong enough to actually hurt when it's interrupted. Most dogs aren't suffering through your absence. They're experiencing the emotional weight of caring about you. That's not the same thing. Researchers call the capacity for this kind of bond-selective attachment the ability to form a specific, non-transferable emotional tie to a particular individual. Dogs do this with remarkable specificity. Studies involving brain imaging have shown that the reward centers in a dog's brain activate more strongly to the scent of their owner than to the scent of any other human, including familiar strangers they encounter regularly. Your dog doesn't just prefer you in a mild, general way. In terms of neural response, you are in a category entirely your own. And this is the part that surprised researchers. The reunion behavior, the ecstatic, sometimes overwhelming joy when you return, isn't just excitement. It's relief, validation, and the restoration of something that matters. When your dog greets you at the door with that full-body enthusiasm, their cortisol levels drop measurably within minutes of contact. The stress of your absence doesn't just fade, it resolves, biochemically, the moment you're back. You are, for them, the resolution of a question their nervous system has been holding open all day. Know that. Know that your presence isn't just pleasant for your dog. It is regulating. You did that. Your consistency, your returns, your reliability built a dog capable of trusting that you'll come back. Every ordinary departure and return has been quietly teaching them that the world is safe, that absence ends, that you choose to come home. It's worth addressing something that many dog owners quietly wrestle with: the guilt. The sense that leaving at all is somehow a betrayal. And here's what the research actually suggests. For a dog with a secure attachment, separation isn't traumatic. It's temporary. The keyword there is secure, built through consistent care, reliable returns, and a relationship where the dog has learned, through evidence, that you come back. A dog who trusts you doesn't experience your absence the way a dog with a history of abandonment might. Context matters enormously. For most dogs and most owners, separation is simply a feature of a shared life. One that the dog navigates, processes, and recovers from completely. If you're watching your dog settle into their quiet hours, finding your scent, waiting patiently, that isn't sadness. That is a dog who believes in you. So what is your dog really doing when you leave home? They are holding you in mind, literally, neurologically, olfactorily, waiting for the story to continue. They are navigating the temporary interruption of the most important relationship in their world with the tools evolution gave them and the trust you built between you. They are, in the oldest and quietest language available to them, telling you that you matter, that your absence is felt, that your return is the best part of their day. They are telling you, in that ancient, wordless way, that they choose you, over and over, every time the door opens again. After a long day of being someone's whole world from a distance, that's not a bad thing to come home to. Thanks for watching. If you loved learning about your furry best friend, be sure to like and subscribe for more.